Hey all you techs, in today's video I'm going to be going through what CF stands for when it's displayed on a Samsung wind-free wall mount ductless unit. How to reset it, how to adjust it, and where to find this information. So let's get started. First off, CF is not an error code on the system. It stands for clean filter, and it's a filter cleaning reminder for the homeowners that will be displayed every preset amount of runtime hours on the system. From factory, it's preset or defaulted to 500 hours. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can adjust that. If it's a clean environment, maybe you want that to only go every 2,000 hours. Or if it's a very dirty environment, they may want it a reminder much sooner, so you can get it down to 180 hours. It can also be disabled on some units. However, I would never disable this feature. I want my homeowner to know that they do have to clean that filter and not forget about it. For capacity, performance, and just the life of the system, you're going to want that filter periodically cleaned. So let's get into it. So what we're going to do, we're going to change it from the default of 500 hours to 2,000 hours in this example. So we have to get into the Group 2 option codes. So in order to do that, you got to take the battery out of the back, pop it out. I just pop it out so I got no contact. Hit my power button because you want the screen to be completely blank. You can just let it wait a couple seconds, it'll go blank. And then what I'm going to do is press my temperature up and down button completely in with my thumb and put that battery back in on 00 auto is what I want. So I'm getting into the background settings. Now what we're going to be doing is changing 6 digits. The first 2 are going to be right here, and we're going to a D2. So in order to change these zeros to D2 is I'm going to be going below the mode button. There's the fast wind-free button. If I press the top of that button, I'm moving my first digit. If I press the bottom, I'm moving my second digit, and I want to make it a D2. So let's get that to a 2. Keep pressing. After you get to 9, it's going to go into the alphabet. There's A, B, C, my D2 on auto. Perfect. That's what I want. So now I'm going to go to my second 2 digits. So if I'm going to press my mode button, you'll see my auto flips over to cool, and I got zeros again. So I got to set that. In this one, we're going to be setting it to 1-8, which is segment 8 of my group option codes. So if I push up, I'm going to get this to an 8 and a 1. If I pass, I go to 28. You just keep pressing the button, you'll roll through all of them, all your options, and you'll get back to the 1 again. And now I'm going to go to my next segment, my last 2 that I'm going to change. So the cool is going to switch over to dry, the zeros here. And in this case, I'm going to a value of 7, which represents the 2,000 hours. So it's not 07, that's where guys could get tricky on you. So what I'm going to it's actually 7 over here, because those 6 numbers that we're doing here represent from left to right. Every one of them represents some type of setting on these systems. So that's the digit we're looking for, the first or the second one. So I'm going to make that a 7. There we go. On 70 dry. Perfect. I'm ready to go. So now I would go to my indoor unit, point this at it, and repeatedly press my power button over and over. You see when I press it here with my thumb that it's sending a signal. My indoor unit, once it receives that change, you're going to hear a chime, and then every time I press that button after that, if it just does one single beep, it means, hey, I got the information, I'm set, and you're good to go. Now, if you have a FJM system with multiple indoor units, you can, because you've just done these settings that are presetted on this remote control, I can go with this remote control and press that power button at every one of the units, and I'll just send that same information to every one of them. I don't have to go to every remote control and do it. I'm just sending the signal up to the head or to the board of that unit, and it'll save you a lot of time. Once you're happy with all your settings, you can just take that battery back out. We want to get out of those option codes. Press the power button until my screen is blank again. Now, without pressing any buttons, slide that battery back in. I'm going to get into my user menu, and there we go, and that's it. Now, if a homeowner has cleaned that filter and they want to reset their filter from 2,000 hours, just get it back to 0, so it's going to start the count again. Down at the bottom here, you'll see option button at the bottom right, just above the arrow. If I press that, you'll see on my display, I get various options. At that point, I can press my arrow, whichever one's blinking is the one I'm on, and I'm going to go all the way down to reset filter. Reset filter is blinking. If I press my set button, you'll see up here on the top right, pressing my set button, it just sent that signal to my indoor head. Again, you're pointing it at the indoor head. It'll chime, and that 2,000 that we just set will be set at 0, and it'll start the timer again for 2,000 hours of runtime before the next CF shows up. That's about it, guys. Nothing replaces training. If you want to get this information, go to samsunghvac.com, look under Winfrey units, go to bulletins, and you'll see bulletin 2020-0015 is all the common changes that you can make on startups for a lot of these units, and a lot of additional information. Thanks guys, hope this helped you, and be safe out there.